Good evening. A major blow to the Midlands as the energy firm NPower cuts nearly 1,000 jobs. 950 employees will be made redundant at sites in Stoke-on-Trent and Albury. The company employs over 2,800 staff at 10 sites across the region. Earlier this year, the firm cut 300 jobs at King Swinford. In a moment, I'll be speaking to a director of NPower. But first, here's Liz Copper, who's been following today's announcements.
Arriving at Fenton at first light to hear firsthand the news they'd been braced for. 550 jobs will go here by June next year.
It's disappointing, but it was inevitable, I think.
Not surprised. I think everyone expected it, saw it coming. Don't make it feel any better. Would have been nice if it had been handled a little bit better.
I'm good as at work, you know.
I think it'll be a real hammer blow for the area as an economic entity in itself. It's just a terrible day, I think.
And at Albury, 400 more jobs will be lost with the closure of one of the company's 3 offices in the Black Country. The government's promising help.
We do need to work very closely with NPower, looking at the people who have been affected, understand their proposals in a bit more detail, and then work with the local authority, local MPs, other agencies to make sure that the people affected can find the job opportunities that are out there.
And this is where the jobs will go, outsourced to India.
NPower said that they hope to get better customer service. I find it hard to believe that you're going to get better customer service in Bangalore than you are in Fenton when it comes to meter reading, when it comes to helping customers, when it comes to the kind of human conversations that we know actually customers want.
But the company disagrees. It says the changes will drive more efficient customer service.
We work in a very competitive environment, and our job is to keep energy bills as low as we can and improve customer service, and that's why we're doing these moves.
In Stoke-on-Trent, the economic impact will be felt keenly. With this announcement coming just weeks before Christmas, it's bound to lead to an uncertain festive period for workers and their families. Unions have been highly critical of the company's timing.
Coming a few days before NPower's prices to consumers are going up by over 10%. I just feel absolutely gobsmacked by what they're doing. We had no idea that they were going to offshore almost 1,500 jobs across the UK to India in order to cut costs.
The unions have promised help for staff who'll be facing the new year looking for new jobs. Liz Copper, BBC Midlands Today, Stoke-on-Trent.
Well, our reporter Sarah Falkland is outside NPower's office in Stoke tonight. Sarah, what have people been telling you there?
Well, one man who lives just up the road here in Fenton walked past just now and said what's been happening here today, what's been announced, is out of order. I've certainly spoken to some of the staff that came out this evening. One woman told me there'd been tears in her department. Certainly there is a lot of disappointment, but I think mostly people did see this coming. Not the scale of it perhaps, but they did see job losses coming. They were resting their hopes on the introduction of this new computer system, Operation Atlas, but that wasn't to be. Nobody, I think, thought that the entire call centre would shut down. And I think the manner in which they were told this news has been the real twist of the knife. They were made to sit in front of a video message lasting 15 minutes long this morning. That's how they found out. Unions tonight say this is a slap in the face for a loyal British workforce.
Okay, Sarah Falkland, thank you. Well, Stoke-on-Trent and the Black Country have been unemployment black spots for years. Currently, 8.5% of people living there are unemployed, and that's well above the national average of 7.6%. So how can these areas recover? Ben Godfrey reports.
Stoke-on-Trent and Albury were once the engine rooms of our region's manufacturing growth. Today's job losses in the service industry remind us of its difficult demise. 950 staff are tonight wondering what's next for their careers and those of their bosses.
You're the head of site here. Are you losing your job too?
I'll be going through the same management restructure as the rest of NPower, which is one of the things that we're doing in order to try and get to #1 in customer experience by 2015.
Places like Albury here and Stoke were industrial heartlands, but they lost thousands of jobs in manufacturing over the last 20 years. And it was actually the service sector, jobs like those at NPower, that reinstilled a sense of confidence in employment. But actually now people are worried, is another bubble about to burst?
We need to bring industry into this area, not services.
It's all going overseas. What can you do?
It's just hard to get into work nowadays. Really hard.
500 people will continue to work for NPower at 2 other sites in Albury. business leaders are trying to stay positive.
It's bad news that this has happened, but in the overall context of Sandwell, we have an area that's recently created 2,000 jobs in new scale development. We've had more companies applying and succeeding in their application for the Regional Growth Fund, so we're really happy. So that gives you an idea of the sort of growth plans Sandwell have got.
Recruitment companies are preparing for a busy few weeks.
My best advice would be they should take heart that the job market's been really picking up since August. We've seen a huge number of vacancies, especially coming through into West Midlands, and the Reed Job Index actually says that West Midlands is the fastest growing job market in the whole of the UK at the moment.
So the employment landscape is changing again. NPower's restructuring has reignited a debate. Should an improved customer experience come at the expense of local jobs? Ben Godfrey, BBC Midlands Today.
Well, joining me now is NPower's Communications Director, Guy Esnuff. Good evening.
Good evening.
Customer bills will go up by over 10% this Sunday, not great timing. So you're making more money on that and you're saving money on the job losses.
I think we have to put a lot of that in context. One of the things people are most worried about is bills going up. So this action will help keep those bills down. We only control a small amount of the bill, but we have to be responsible to get those costs down when we can. What it'll also do is help us improve customer service. And I'd just like to correct a couple of things. First, if you're an NPower customer, whenever you ring up, you'll still get someone in the UK, in Britain, when you call. So firstly, all British voice calls, they'll be from here. Okay. Secondly, a whole lot of companies already do this sort of model that we've got. So if you ring BMW or Marks and Spencer's or Next or O2 or the National Trust or RSPCA, they have exactly this model.
Okay, but we need to concentrate on the impact on people working for you here in the Midlands. Yeah. You heard some of the employees saying that it could have been handled better. Our reporter told us that your employees heard that they were going to lose their job in a video.
We are a major Midlands employer. After this, we will still be a major Midlands employer. We'll still have 500 people in Oldbury, and we're proud to be able to. But 950
people will have lost their jobs.
They will, sadly. That was such a hard decision, even more because we're such a Midlands employer, and that's really part of our heartland. We wanted to get everybody together today. We are such a diverse company, and that's been one of the problems in so many different sites. They needed to get a uniform, clear message. Today, what matters is clarity. There was so much speculation in the press yesterday. A lot of what was said was wrong. We just thought give absolute clarity. That's what we needed to do.
Now, just picking up on that point in our second report, we have a huge unemployment problem in the areas of the Black Country and in Stoke. Should an improved customer service, which is the message you're very keen to put out, come at the expense of local jobs and supporting the local economy?
Improving customer service is one of the reasons here. The other one is keeping energy bills down. And unfortunately, we have to balance the interests of our customers and the interests of our employees. And that's been so hard to do. One of the reasons it's taken so long, we wanted to make sure if we did something like this, we got it right, and it did improve that experience. We're still a major employer in the Midlands. We're proud to be that employer, and I think these moves will actually help that continue.
Any support that you can offer to these 950
Yes,
people?
indeed. Now this is public and announced. We'll definitely be helping them. Those who can move to another location within the company will certainly help them to do that. We can start working with the job centres. The government's already said there'll be help. They'll be rallying around to try and help these people. We'll play our part, more than our part. We want to help where we can.
Guy Esnuff from NPower, thank you.
Thank you.
And there's more.